Boom. Boom. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Live Connection podcast, where we go over different types of gaming news that you can maybe actually use. I'm Peter, your boom master as usual. I got Jarrod, Grayden, and Jack here. What's going on, guys?
Peter, how do you find the strength to bullshit through an intro?
I got a lot of practice at it at this point.
Gotcha.
Boom master.
To put on that facade and just pretend that things are wonderful.
Isn't that what YouTubers do? Isn't that their whole job?
I guess. Are we even YouTubers anymore?
I don't know what we are.
Technically, we're more streamers than we are YouTubers at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I got to bring this one in right away because you talked about the KFC console, and I looked it up because I saw it like the ads and shit, and I was like, yeah, I know it's a thing, but whatever. Did you know it has the first built-in chicken chamber to keep your chicken warm while you play video games?
Yeah. Yep. That's why I'm interested in it. I eat a tremendous amount of chicken, and I do a lot of gaming.
You can fit a total of 3 pieces of KFC chicken in the chicken chamber.
The chicken chamber.
So while the rest of your chicken goes cold, those 3 pieces kept perfection.
See, like even KFC is innovating with consoles, and here's Microsoft with these same old controllers. My God, dude.
Did you want Microsoft to make it an actual fridge where you could store like a single beer that you put inside of it and it stays this cold?
You know what? That would have been better.
I don't know what they changed, but I read something saying like it's the same but different. Like it is a new.
Yeah, they got little bumps on the bottom now. Ho.
It's the same. It's got like little tactile things, and the share button is nice for certain things, but I end up pressing it accidentally more than I care to admit. Like all of a sudden, it'll say clip captured or photo or whatever photo captured, and I'm just like, well, I didn't mean to capture that, but at least I don't have to share it if I don't want to, but it's forever captured. I did find one thing. I did find one thing that I've run into with the Xbox Series X. One issue that's it's annoying, but it's whatever. I found a way to get around it. When you go on the controller, you hold down the middle button, you turn the console off, right? The way you usually do it. Or you press the button, but whatever. If you turn the console off via controller, at least mine does this, the controller won't actually turn off, so the Xbox will think it's still on, so turn back on after I turned it off. But the controller can't do anything on the Xbox. So I'm just sitting there going, well, okay, this is kind of stupid. So I have to hard reset my Xbox, and then it works all fine, whatever. The way around that I found is when I turn the Xbox off, now what I have to do is take the battery pack out of the controller so the controller turns off, put the battery pack back in, close it, and the Xbox stays shut off and nothing gets all thrown out of whack. That was my quick fix for that issue. But it's just something that I'm like, this shouldn't be an issue. This is something that should not happen.
Hearing that fills me with rage. Why are we paying so much money for these products that have errors?
Yep. And I feel like that's something you could easily fix with a hardware fix, because that's a Bluetooth issue, right? It's thinking it's still connected and then it doesn't disconnect. So I think it's kind of stupid, but I found my way around it. Also, this is another thing that I was talking to Grayden about this the other day, because we got the new TVs, right? And they're like, we're the generation. Both our TVs a generation prior to like the newest thing that LG has released. Like they've released a next generation. It only goes up to, however, all their TVs only go up to 60 frames per second. The new consoles, Series X plays at 120 frames per second.
You bought a TV that's not 120 hertz?
No, it is.
It is. So then it can do 120.
No. It can't. That is not how the frames per second works.
I thought that's how
frames
it works.
Frames per second and hertz are 2 different things.
Oh, never mind then.
Hertz is the amount of information it can transfer at over time. Frames per second is how many frames it can display per second, right?
Yes.
So our TVs can only display 60 frames per second. You have to get high-end gaming monitors in order to get anything above 60 frames per second. So I just kind of find it funny because you have look at the KFC console. It says 240 frames per second. It's like there's not a single TV in the world besides the highest end gaming monitor, that can actually utilize 240 frames per second.
Why do you need that many frames?
I don't
Even
know.
That's what I was
120
gonna
seems a
say.
little like you're trying to just melt our brains. Like
Like the difference between 60 and 120 in my brain and just looking at it is probably such a small little thing.
30 to 60, I can definitely say there's a big difference there. But
Oh,
60 to
I noticed it
120
almost immediately. That was on my old TV because it didn't have any like it was still running older graphics, still running like the TV itself could pick up 60 frames per second, but that was like its limit. It was not really doing anything past that. It was definitely noticeable 30 to 60. But I went on to YouTube and watched like obviously it's a recorded thing, but I watched like a difference between or trying to see a difference between 30 or 60 and 120, and I'm like Grayden, it was such a minute difference that I was just like, I don't understand why you'd want to go. Why would you spend so? Because if you look at how monitors are priced too, as soon as they reach that 120 frames per second, they're fucking stupid price. Like they're almost matching. This tiny little 23-inch monitor is basically the same price as the TV we bought.
it just shows it's an unnecessary luxury,
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. I don't understand. It's one of those things where it's like, ooh, here's a number that makes it look cool.
You want to know something
That's
else?
a big number.
Something else I don't understand. Jarrod, I know you've talked about like the size of some of the campuses these big companies have and how you're like, wow. Well, Epic is now joining the collection of companies doing that. They just bought a mega mall that they're converting into a campus for their company.
Oh. Wow. Can't wait to see all the life-size Fortnite memorabilia that they stuff in there.
And I'm just like, why? Why? 87 acres. 87 acres. Why? How?
They're going to recreate, they're going to make Fortnite a reality. They're going to use
each
80
building
of those acres they're going to dig a trench around it, fill the trench with water, and then force children to parachute in and fight each other for sport.
They get on the bus, they're handed a pickaxe and a parachute, and they're like, good luck, kid.
This is the start of the Hunger Games in real life.
It's 980,000 square feet, 50 football fields.
I just don't know what they're gonna do with that room. Are they gonna have just swimming pools and just? I don't know.
Surely there's got to be better ways they can spend their money than that.
Jarrod,
Surely they've got so much of that. 87 acres is nothing.
True.
Oh, where did
You know what the funny part is? It's like all their employees are just going to work from home anyway.
Yep.
Okay,
it's literally it's funny you think about that because it's like I feel like in general the tech industry is one of those industries that it makes stupid amounts of money, but you could easily reduce almost all business costs by making it so that it's an online world to do that work.
They're not working.
Like regardless,
it's a battle royale in real life.
That's true. That's true.
Well, it's like was it Gamer? Was that one where you're playing a game but you're controlling an inmate or something? And
with fucking Gerald Butler or whatever.
Yeah, so that's what they're creating. Except now that the children are controlling real life people instead of that, and they just don't know it.
I like that movie. That's a good movie.
It's interesting.
I didn't like that movie. I thought it was very mediocre.
Peter, you don't like anything anyone else likes.
I want only pieces of art to hit my eyeballs. That's it.
Here, Peter, go read. I don't know, fucking Jane Eyre, and then you can look at a piece of art.
When you keep those shitty, disgusting couches around.
These rods and these cones are meant to process art and art only.
A man of
what
culture.
a way to live.
Oh, jeez.
All right, actually, you know what? That's actually not a bad transition into my main topic for today. Something that my rods and cones don't like seeing usually is video game movies because they're never done well. Very, very rarely are they done well. And so when I was going through news this morning, I saw a Borderlands movie is about to start filming, and I was like, oh, Okay, I guess that's happening. So it made me look into other upcoming video game movies that are coming out. And I don't understand. I don't understand who asks for these things and who wants them. Let me just go through a short list. Some
Please.
of the upcoming video game movies coming out. So we got Borderlands. We have another Detective Pikachu series, a movie. We have a movie based on a game called Crossfire, which after a Google is a 2007 PC multiplayer shooter with no story or anything. But they're making a movie out of it. So sure. We have a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, a Gears of War movie, Just Cause movie, Just Dance movie. That one really got my blood boiling.
It's like Step Up, but instead of having them defend their lands against other dance gangs, you're just on a fucking dance pad.
Yeah, they set up in the street and they square up, and then they run the opposite directions, and they come back with their little mats and they put it on the ground.
I hope it's like Killer Bean, where it's just all these people just busting moves constantly. We got a Mega Man movie. We have a Minecraft movie. We have a Space Invaders movie. Space Invaders in this era. Saints Row, another Dead franchise. I just don't know who these movies are for. Who, like, it's got to be like executives being like, video games make a lot of money. I want to.
But
make
like,
a lot of money.
how many of these movies are actually going to see the light of day? You know, how many of them are just like planned projects, or like things that a movie company owns the movie rights to and might not actually make?
I believe they just finished recording the Drake game with Tom Holland in it.
Oh,
the Uncharted game. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Like, I feel like I can understand kind of games like that have that story, like a pretty in-depth story and whatever. But anything outside of that, how do you make a game for it? Like, for Space Invaders, are you the little spaceship that could, and you have to defend the world? You're like, oh my god, this 2D screen, I can't keep up.
Didn't they already make a Space Invaders movie?
No,
No,
it made an
shitty Adam
appearance in Wreck-It
Sandler?
Ralph. No, it made an appearance in Wreck-It Ralph.
It was also, I was also thinking of Futurama, where Fry has to defend the Earth.
Oh yeah, Pixel. You're talking about Pixel, right, Peter?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I didn't watch that movie, and I have absolutely zero desire to watch that movie. I don't even care about it. It was on Netflix at one point because it was a big, whatever. You know, at the top of Netflix, they always have like their, I guess, premiered movie or whatever.
Featured film.
It was on there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it had Pixel on there. I was like, nope, I don't want to watch that. Go away. That's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of them, like Detective Pikachu, was really good, I thought.
Yeah, no, like, and that one makes sense. That one I'll give, but it's just a lot
again,
of these.
You have a story. You have a story that they can actually utilize, right? So I feel like if a game has a story, fair enough, it can be made into a movie. It's no different than some books, like a lot of books get made into movies because they already have like a predisposed storyline that they can kind of pick from. It's not always good, right?
I was about to say,
that doesn't mean it's going to be good.
Look at the Assassin's
but at least
Creed
they have
movie.
somewhere to. Yeah, well, that's a whole fucking thing. But
I think I think Last of Us is also getting a movie.
Pretty sure it is.
Or a TV show.
A TV show. Yeah, that's what it is.
I feel like that'd be almost better than movies for a lot of these things.
Well,
you know,
it depends what they do. Are they gonna just redo the first game, or are they gonna do some like their own story in the universe? If it's their own story in the universe, you can fuck right off, in my opinion. Because I don't care.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
played that game for Ellie and Joel, so I'm not gonna watch a movie not about them. Like,
well, it's kind of like what was that one? It was the offshoot of Walking Dead. It was like it happened before the events of The Walking Dead or something like that, but it was another TV show based around the Walking Dead universe. And I saw it come up at one point, and then all of a sudden it like disappeared from existence because I don't think it did very well at all. So it's one of those things where you're right, Peter. Those games are popular for reasons, and if you take those reasons away, what is the point in watching something they're producing, right? I don't know. It's a toss up. With video game movies, it's literally, I'd say it's more likely to be a bad movie than a good movie, but there are those odd ones, like you said, Grayden, with Detective Pikachu, that was quite good. So I don't know. I just think that they're overdoing it. Like Borderlands is going to come across as a Mad Max sequel because essentially on TV screen, how are you going to fucking be able to tell the difference?
Apparently, Kevin Hart is playing Roland, which I think is a very bad idea, personally.
That's a terrible idea. Roland is like a big tough guy.
He's a very serious soldier, and Kevin Hart is funny short person, which that doesn't work.
Well, you got to cast the opposite. That's how it works, right? You cast the opposite of a character that you're trying to portray.
I think Dwayne Johnson should be in every single one of these movies.
I think he should be rolling.
that would work way better, honestly.
Well, they can make people taller. Didn't they do that with Vin Diesel and the Rock in the Fast and Furious movies? Because the Rock is not the same. Like, it's not nearly the same height as the Rock, and then. You have
perspective and all that shit, but like at least Vin Diesel is like decently tall. Kevin Hart is like 5'2".
He's 5'4", I think. Please give him the couple inches.
That infuriates me too. At least cast appropriately for the fucking movie if you're gonna do that.
I feel like that's
but no, to them casting celebrities is casting appropriately because that's how you get
it's a selling
more of that.
point.
Yeah,
that's fair enough. Yeah.
It's like how you want to watch any movie with Dwayne Johnson in it, Jarrod.
No, I don't want to watch any movie with Dwayne Johnson in it. No. There's been quite a few. Like I was curious it was a while after you guys made fun of me for that because whatever. I like The Rock. I like his movies. I went and looked up like all the movies The Rock has made appearances in. There are so many that I'm like, that looks absolutely fucking dumb.
If I ever get Jarrod for a Secret Santa, I'm buying him the Rock collection.
I hate you.
The Rock collection.
I'm searching it right. I'm finding it right now.
I hope that Dwayne The Rock Johnson gets cast in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, so Jarrod has to watch it.
I will refuse. I don't. That just the fact that it's the Five Nights at Freddy's movie instantly turns me off of that. It's like the Space Invaders movie. I will never watch the Space Invaders movie. What a mental
image! Dwayne Johnson just all afraid of these animatronics running around.
No, just sitting on like the security cameras, just like looking side to side.
I want The Rock to be the new security guard who's supposed to be like a teenager making minimum wage, stuck in the room.
Huge, muscly man in this tiny room.
Man.
I also want it filmed like Hardcore Henry, where it's all one perspective.
But then how are you supposed to know it's The Rock?
Grayden, you need to fucking movie
you see his arms and tattoos. Sorry?
Hardcore Henry is the worst fucking movie you ever made me watch.
I know.
It was awful. I hated that fucking movie.
It was fun to watch, though.
It's like one of those movies you watch like once, and that's it.
No. Yeah.
I still haven't watched it, and I don't want to watch it.
Don't, yeah.
I'm taking Jack's warning. I don't trust Grayden to tell me the truth.
Can we also? I do feel like we glossed over the fact that Five Nights at Freddy's apparently is getting a movie, and it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, I know it still has a huge fan base, but I don't want to interact with the human beings that still give a fuck about Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, and I know that the Scott buddy is still releasing content for that shit.
Oh yeah,
and like shit's still happening behind the scenes.
Oh,
there's like a million adaptations now.
It's nuts, honestly. Like they have books and comics and just it's a beast.
And it all stems from you having to make it 5 nights in a fucking
pizza parlor.
Yeah. I actually, because on Game Pass, a lot of them go on Game Pass, right? The Five Nights at Freddy's games.
Easy gamer score.
And I once you played one, you've literally played all of them. You don't have to play the rest of them.
I mean, sort of, not really, but yeah, ish.
It's the same style of game.
Mechanics, but it is a lot of looking at screens and close the door, look this way, put on a mask, look this way.
It's always funny that it becomes like it was like one of the big scare games that was huge, like the first one anyways. I don't know if the rest of them became big because they were pretty decent stream games, weren't they? When it first came out, a lot of people were streaming Five Nights at Freddy's. And it's funny how it kind of the rest of them came out, it didn't follow the same suit. It's like it got old. You need something new. It was something new when it first came out, kind of, but I don't know. I know Grayden doesn't like games like that where you can't fight back and shit.
It's also just a boring game. Like,
That's true.
in my opinion, anyway.
I feel like it's one of those games where it was fun when you had people around and you were doing it because it was kind of like the group thing, but because I feel like people around you almost made it worse because they were like panicking. It was like backseat driving, but for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mm.
I know Eric hates those kind of games. Like he hates Outlast. We were talking about it the other day. He's like, I don't like games where you can't fight back. It's just run and hide kind of horror games. I find those are a lot of fun, a lot more strategy to them. Resident Evil 7, I just fucking went through it. As soon as I got the shotgun, I was like, well, I win.
Yeah. I mean,
speaking of running away and hiding, I was just reading that Dead by Daylight, they're updating 6 perks.
are they?
Oh,
What perks?
Diversion, Fixed Hex, Undying, Iron Maiden, Open-Handed, and Second Wind.
Second Wind is the what second? Because it what is? I thought that was no, because hers is the healing. That's not Claudette's perk, is it? That's not
no,
second.
that's self care.
Okay.
Is what you're thinking of. Hang on, I'm gonna Google this.
Because Diversion's the one where you can. It's like because I know there's the challenge in the Rift where it's like throw the rock twice and divert and using diversion or whatever or distract the killer.
Throw the rock.
Where are you reading this, Grayden?
Comic book is the
name of the website is Comic Book.
Yep.
I read it in a comic book.
Are you talking about the 2.07 update? No, that's the Blight update.
The
That's
official Twitter of comicbook.com. All right, comicbook.com.
Anyway.
What you got for me?
Wow, we're getting a Mario movie in 2022.
Oh man, another one?
The first one was so good.
Yeah.
So for Diversion, they are reducing the time taken to activate.
That's.
I mean, I'm sure.
For people that use that perk, I'm sure that's good. Some people really like that perk because it allows you to like distract the killer, but not. I don't think it gets like overly used.
How long's the cooldown time for the LED perk, Jack, that you and Eric use that you open and close a locker?
I think it's really short. It's like 30 seconds or something like that.
I feel like that's almost a better distraction. I know you actually have to be at the locker to use it, but I still feel like that's a better distraction. The amount of times that we've been playing recently where you or Eric are running away with one of us off the hook and you open a locker and the killer opens the locker after you do that is pretty... Actually, it's pretty often that it happens. I'm not surprised.
Oh god, some of these other ones are getting buffed. Hex Undying is the Blight one that lets him see people who are within a certain distance of a totem, even if it's dull, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime a Hex totem is cleansed, it will replace the Hex Undying totem. Hex Undying is then deactivated. This ensures that the first totem cleansed is never your other Hex perk. So that's great.
You're going to see a rise in the use of that one immediately by people who play the killers like the Huntress especially.
Mm-hmm. Anytime a Hex or any tokens you've already accumulated are now capped when the Hex perk transforms totems. This way you're not starting from scratch partway through a match. God damn it. Iron Maiden, one of the most annoying killer perks when used effectively. It could be very difficult to follow and hit a survivor within 15 seconds of them exiting a locker. So we are increasing the duration of the exposed effect to 30 seconds. Awesome.
So Second Wind, it heals you after being unhooked?
Maybe.
Because it says another simple one. We're reducing the time. Oh fuck! It moved everything on me here. We're reducing the time it takes for Second Wind to heal you after being unhooked.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Hold on, I'm looking up the original perk.
Oh, right. It's one of Steve's perks.
Automatically heals you from injured to the healthy state. Second wind deactivates once you are completely healed or if you are put into the dying state before second wind.
While the second wind is activated, the next time you are unhooked or unhook yourself, you are affected by the broken status effect. After 30 seconds, second wind automatically heals you from injured to the healthy state.
Is it a multi-use or is it only a one-time use?
I think every time you heal somebody, it can reactivate.
That seems like a pretty good perk then.
I mean, it's not bad, but since you in theory always have teammates who can heal you, it's kind of just seems like a wasted space.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to suddenly start seeing people use it. Open-handed. What the hell is open-handed?
I mean, talking
that's
about
one of
that,
Ace's perks.
I've
Maybe you
been
can see your friends.
because with Dead by Daylight, I don't know how often they release stuff, but I was reading somewhere that they are talking about new killers coming in 2021, and they were talking about. I know that because we've talked about how the alien would be a really cool one to see enter Dead by Daylight, and I know it's been mentioned in a lot of their forums, so I'd be curious to see if that's one we see coming up here, because I feel like it's a very notorious horror figure, right? Like, even people who haven't really seen the movies can recognize that.
I want to see COVID introduced as a killer.
COVID. It's the guy from that commercial.
Yep.
It's the one from the commercial where the guy has the plague head or whatever, and he's walking around. Yeah, honestly,
nice
that'd be fucking
sweater.
terrifying. That'd be terrifying to see coming after you. That'd be like a. I feel like it'd be like a Freddy kind of figure coming at you. If you get it, you can. If you hit, it's like the plague, where if you gets something on you, you can spread
Except
it to
you
everyone
don't know.
else.
There's no indicator.
Yeah. Oh man. They talking about movies. I know Grayden kind of talked to this to Erica and I the other day, talking about how there's a whole bunch of offshoots of Star Wars and all this stuff coming, and it's kind of, is it too much or is it not enough kind of thing. They have been talking about, because one of the big figure villains, especially in Rebels, is Thrawn, and they've been talking about who's casting for him, and or if they're even introducing him. He's not even confirmed, I don't think, but they're seeing who they would cast for him. And I mean, we talked a little bit about who we thought we should do that, but someone here, I was just reading, they want Robert Downey Jr. to be casted as Thrawn, and I don't think that's a good idea at all. I think that's a horrible, horrible idea for an actor. He just doesn't come across as a Thrawn figure.
Isn't Thrawn very like cold, emotionless? I don't really know a lot about Thrawn. I just know he's a badass and he's blue.
Yeah,
pretty much.
We were talking about the other day how we think it should. We were kind of agreeing a little bit on, Peter, the guy who played, I forget who we found out the actor's name was, but the guy who plays Redface in Red Skull.
Oh yeah.
In Captain America movie, not the Avengers movies, but the Captain America movie. I think he would be an excellent Thrawn, just off his kind of persona he plays in his characters.
Oh yeah, Hugo Weaving, I think.
Yeah. That sounds right. That sounds like what Jack found the other day.
Well, in the original Captain America, it was the guy who played Elrond in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Okay, that's what I thought. That is him. Yeah.
And then they got a new actor for Infinity War and the other one.
Yeah, but that was more for after he had he wasn't even evil in those ones. It is his evil persona that he played in Captain America that made me really think that he'd be a good Thrawn kind of in person or kind of persona.
I'd like to see Nick Cage.
You want to see Nick Cage?
Yeah.
It was his performance in Ghost Rider that got you, wasn't it?
That's it.
I could not respect Nick Cage as Thrawn. I just cannot. You'd see that initial
He'd be too
reveal.
busy. He'd be too busy trying to steal a Declaration of Independence from the Republic.
Well, we now know that that's easier than we thought.
Oh, man.
If it's that easy to get into the Capitol, the Library of Congress is no problem.
Oh, jeez.
What they're talking about doing that again, right? On this 17th or something.
Like trying to get into they're trying to storm the Capitol building again?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a whole Area 51 fucking bullshit where people are gonna be like, you know what? That's dumb. Let's not do it.
I hope so.
It worked a couple days ago for them. I saw a good post about that where some lady on Twitter was like, "Man, if it was that easy to get into the Capitol, I'm sure they could have done Area 51 if they wanted to."
Oh man.
Running.
It's kind of related. Trying to stay a little bit away from the political side of it, but did you? Because you know how Trump got banned from like Twitter, Facebook, and all that. He got banned from Twitch. What the fuck is like? I feel like Twitch was sitting there going, "Oh fuck, Facebook and Twitter banned him. Bad. Can't stream here anymore, Trump. You can't stream your video games anymore to Twitch."
Did Trump have a Twitch account?
I don't know.
No. It was Amazon is cracking down on a lot of like far right wing media and stuff like that.
That makes more sense. I forgot that Amazon. I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah, so like Amazon aren't like hosting Parler anymore, which is like
I saw that.
The right wing's like sort of alternative social media site. So stuff like that.
That makes more sense. It was just funny for me to see that Twitch banned him. I was like, I didn't realize that Trump was a big streamer.
Yeah.
You don't use your Twitch Prime on his channel?
Now.
Sorry, no, I usually use it on our channel.
Oh, have we gotten any checks yet?
We had $100 direct deposit. That's all we got.
Jarrod kept the rest.
So what you're saying is Red Lobster was a possibility before 2020.
Red Lobster was a possibility. Oh man.
So sad.
So sad.
This has been happening a lot. I was talking to Peter about this, but lots of people leaving projects that are kind of in production and stuff in the gaming world. And Dying Light just lost their lead writer, I believe, for their project. But they were like, "Don't worry, exciting things to come." It's like no one knows anything about your fucking game.
Yeah, the game's canceled. That's the new news.
No one knows. No one knows anything. It's like, how are we supposed to be excited about news that hasn't even been released in the first place? All we know is that your writer is leaving the project. I don't know what's happening.
I know they confirmed that like his role as a narrative designer had been like he did his work essentially, but it was still weird that he's like being let go.
It looks bad on them.
Yeah.
It looks bad on them because it's like okay, he's finished his part and then he's gone. It's like, well, was it more of a did he leave or was it more of a here's the door, come on, you can do it.
What I get out of that is that based on how long it's been taking and stuff, maybe there's been some like conflicting creative direction or something like that. He probably like got through the project, filled his contract or whatever, and then he was like, all right, I'm done here. I don't want to be here anymore. This isn't what I originally wanted to start with. That's my guess.
Can you imagine being the creative fucking lead writer on a project and they throw down Space Invaders in front of you? It's like, all right, make a movie out of this.
That's probably how that Battleship movie fucking happened. They're like, how do we sell this? Rihanna. Let's put her in it. People love Rihanna.
I
forgot they made that.
Oh yeah, no, I never saw it, but
wait, was that based on it? Was that based on a video game? Was that actually
that's a board game?
That's based on the Battleship board game. The board game Battleship.
I know, like I didn't realize that's what it was based off of. I thought.
No, it's not good.
You didn't realize when they fucking zoomed out and fucking there was a bunch of squares over the ocean.
That's just how war is.
Oh my god. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together when I saw it. It was such a stupid movie to begin with, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. That's fucking hilarious.
I've
That
never
came out-
seen it, but
Oh,
It's not
for a good while, I existed in a world where I forgot that existed, and Peter just yanked me back down to Earth. Like I was Icarus with my fucking wings melted by the sun.
Oh
You
my
did that
god.
to me, Peter.
glad I could help. I
Like,
didn't know it's about them fighting aliens, though.
Yeah.
it is, yeah. That's
didn't
why I
know
didn't
that.
catch it. I was like, it's based on Battleship. So Peter, they didn't just throw Rihanna in it. The way they dragged people in it is like, this is an era where people love humanity versus aliens. Movie battleships. The only way to beat this alien is with our battleships.
It's like, oh man, the aliens knocked out all of our communication, but the old school sub radar still works.
Oh,
So is there even a link to like the
that's
the board game?
well. Apparently,
Like, do they-
Grayden said, "Didn't you get it when they zoomed down? There's the squares." I didn't get it until you fucking told me that. That's like the only thing in that movie that seems, and I guess the battleships too on one
well,
side.
I mean, the whole thing is like something happens and whatever technology, like all of our current technology doesn't work, but they find out that they can like bounce sound waves like through the ocean and like get it back, and then they gotta like shoot into the mist and like
just like the board game.
exactly.
Oh, that's.
Peter got excited. He's ready to watch it.
I'm looking. I don't want to watch it. Maybe a trailer, but
Oh, it's
Oh,
like
I'm
they're
sorry,
they're
yeah.
rebooting the Resident Evil movies too, aren't they? And it's like something similar where it's like they just started getting like they weren't super good to begin with, but they got real shitty towards the end, like real bad. But fuck.
I'm still reeling from the fact that Grayden just explained the plot of the movie is, oh no, our technology doesn't work, but we accidentally reinvented sonar.
It's like this is the only thing
It's like,
that works.
we have to bounce sound waves across the oceans. Like, yeah, that technology already existed and has for a long time.
Oh man.
So I searched Battleship trailer, and the first one that comes up is Battleship official trailer number 2, Rihanna movie. So they're really
Yeah.
pushing the, hey, look at all these big words. Look at all these buzzwords for
has
you.
Brianna even been in anything else?
I think she's had a small career in movies.
I have no idea.
Let's find out.
Yeah, she's
Peter,
been in a
what does the internet
handful-
say?
like 5 or 6 things.
Is there any like recognizable titles to you?
No, I think Battleship. Oh, Ocean's 8 in 2018. Other than that, it's that and Battleship are the only things I recognize.
Let's
Wow.
see here. She wasn't it. She voiced a character in Home. Oh, I watched This Is the End, but that's a parody anyways, there where they play themselves. That's about celebrities playing
Man, I
themselves.
forgot
anyways.
Liam Neeson was in this movie too.
In Battleship?
Yeah.
Oh no, Liam Neeson. What are you doing?
Oh, man. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes that's how she goes.
Again, I don't know who asked for these projects, but
No. No, it's.
You guys should watch the trailer. It's pretty great.
I'm not going to watch the trailer.
I'm not going to subject myself to that.
It's coming from I watched the movie and I regretted watching the movie. Don't watch.
Did
don't
you
watch
see it
the
in
trailer.
theaters?
No. I watched it on. I think it came out on Netflix or something a while.
Yeah,
like,
that's
long
how I
time
saw
back.
it.
That's how I saw it. I don't know. Sometimes you go down a dark hole on Netflix and just start watching a lot of shitty shit.
I enjoy watching a bad movie every now and again.
Well, sometimes what I'll do is I'll look at their featured film, not Pixel. I refuse. I'll never fucking watch that movie. But I'll see their featured film, and I'll just be like, you know what? I'll check it out. Screw it. Whatever. it's a toss-up. It's about 50-50. Sometimes they're pretty decent movies. Sometimes it's like, this is horrible.
I'm at the
I
point
feel like
where
Netflix just goes whichever is the biggest title they think can grab people, and they're just like, here's the featured film.
I feel like I'm almost done with bad movies. Either it has to be like extremely bad, or it's just like the same old bad hour and a half. Why am I going to subject what? I don't know.
I find myself now, I just start watching the same movies. It's quite rare that I end up watching a new movie. The newest movie I watched that Soul Disney movie, which is really well done. If you haven't watched it, I'd recommend it. It was I really enjoyed it. Did you not like it, Peter?
I didn't see it.
I'd recommend it. It was really well animated, and the storyline's actually pretty decent. But predictable. But it's a Disney movie, so I mean, whatever. But the overall stuff is really cool. Did you see it, Jack?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Even Bobby's got her like pretty stuff she usually watches. Like she has her movies. She doesn't watch a lot of new movies, kind of thing. But we watched it together. And
Bobby's really looking forward to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
No, she's not. She doesn't fucking give a shit about video games. That is like the one area where the only video game Bobby and I have ever played or talked about was Mario Party and Mario Kart. That is the.
It's like you're looking over your shoulder like she's about to stab you or something.
She probably is. She heard me say that.
I love Five Nights at Freddy's. It's a great game.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. We talked about it, but I'd watch some of these shitty video game movies coming out, I think.
Unless it was on
Ready
Netflix.
Player One.
Yeah,
well, I'm not going anywhere to do it. I'll watch on Netflix.
Jack, did you say he watched Ready Player One?
I said he should.
I think he already
did watch Ready Player One.
What a shitty movie. Oh my god.
They're making a second one.
Yeah, I know.
Ready Player 2!
Because I liked the book.
The cooperative version of Ready Player 1.
We've gone co-op.
Oh, man. Yeah, that movie was something else.
I feel like I don't watch very many movies as it is. And my coworkers always make fun of me for this because there's so many great movies that I've never seen. Think about all of the bad movies that I'm saving myself from having to watch by like not watching movies. I feel like I'm like at a net equal here, you know? Sure, I haven't seen a lot of great movies, but I also haven't seen a lot of really fucking terrible ones. And to me, that's a win. So
yeah, I watch quite a few of the movies, and I
enjoy the experience. Like, if it's a good movie, it's awesome. Love it. If it's a bad movie and I can just sit there and make fun of it the whole time, I also enjoy myself.
So some movies are like just so bad, but like not funny bad, and that's not good. There's some movies that are impossible to make fun of.
Yeah,
I don't come across very many of those anyway, or at least I don't.
Like
you can usually tell though when it's a movie like that. Like if it's just that bad. Like I don't know.
Coming from the guy who watched Battleship, so I don't know.
I watched it. It was one of those make fun of movies, like Grayden was saying, where it's like it was bad that you could make fun of it. It was and still like enjoy yourself while you're making fun of it. I wouldn't ever watch it again. I watched it once, and that's enough.
That's still 2 hours of your life that you're not getting back.
That's true. In all fairness to that, a lot of the time, what I'll do is if I'm like, sometimes
Jared just starts working out whenever it's a bad movie.
If I'm cooking something or I'm doing something like where I don't really need to focus on like noise or sound or anything, I'll put on a movie in the background just as like fucking sound. So I don't know. Depends on the movie. I don't know if I did that for that one. But I do it for quite a few movies where I don't really care what's going on.
I've grown pretty picky with movies. Like I never like I'm not gonna watch a movie and then I go scroll through Netflix. No, if I'm gonna watch a movie, then I read about it or something. I actually want to watch it and I go looking for it. I don't ever
sometimes
browse.
Sometimes that's worse though because like sometimes you're trying to track down this fucking movie. It's like it's not on Netflix. Yeah. It's not on Amazon Prime. Now I've got to try and find it. Someone uploaded it to Reddit somewhere. I got to go to some shady ass file sharing website or some shit like that.
I don't care enough usually to go beyond if it's not on like Netflix or whatever. Like usually I'm like, whatever.
I found some pretty good gold just like doing that, where it's like I'm just gonna go watch a movie, and I found some pretty good movies that are that I didn't know were highly regarded, but turned out to be. So I don't know. I feel like it's a toss up, right? It's the same thing. You can be disappointed, or you can be. It turns out to be a good movie.
I guess I get.
There's a lot of bad stuff, though. There's a ton of bad movies on the streaming services, right? I'd say based on what I've looked at on streaming services, I'd say Amazon Prime has some of the like largest amounts of bad movies that you could find. Like, they just don't have a lot of good stuff on there. They do have some good stuff, though.
Well, like, they added the Sonic movie on Amazon Prime, right? And, like, when it first came out, Eric and Matt, I can't remember who else saw it. They're like, wow, it's actually not bad. And I was like, I don't care about Sonic, so I don't really give a shit. But because...
I thought they watched it in theaters.
They did. And that's when they said it was good.
Multiple times. I think Matt went like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and so, based off that, I assumed it had to be at least somewhat of a good movie. So then when it finally went on Amazon, I was like, okay, whatever. I'll watch it. I'm curious. Oh, I was furious by the end. What a waste of my time. Why did I watch that? It wasn't good at all. Don't watch it. I did not like it.
The worst part about that is when you know at parts of the movie you're like, maybe this will turn around. I'll stick around to see maybe it's just a rough part of the movie, and then you finish it. Right? That's when it gets you.
Well, and like one thing I heard was like, ooh, people really liked whatever happened in the after credits little scene. I don't know what happens, but I heard a lot of people got very excited about it. Okay, sure. Fucking, why did I wait? It was just fucking Tails. Tails shows up. Oh my god. Let's get hyped up, boys. What a waste of my time. That's why I don't watch movies.
See, but that's a video game movie, and we just talked about how it's like a majority of video game movies.
But I heard good things about it, so that's why I was willing to give it a chance. I heard from the internet in general.
Didn't they have to redesign Sonic completely for that movie?
See, that was a sign that shows they care, that they're willing to make a good product. They're willing to hear criticism. That's why I had hope, but the hope was fucking snuffed out and thrown out the window.
Peter, I don't think the Sonic movie was aimed at consumers like you and I. I think it was aimed at consumers like Matt and Eric, who give a fuck about Sonic.
Yeah.
Was Jim Carrey funny at least?
No, he didn't even. No? He didn't do good enough. No, he didn't have enough to work with, in my opinion. No. He didn't have enough to work with.
That's the issue, right? That's why I hate when you have movies where you have like a good actor, like Jim Carrey's fucking hilarious.
I love Jim Carrey.
And then you have a great actor, but what are they supposed to do? They can't just carry the entire movie off their shoulders when they're given nothing to work with, right? So I don't know.
I don't know. You seem to think they can if they're Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
No, I just like their
energy. He can carry entire movies on his big beefy shoulders.
No, I don't watch those movies just for him. I just enjoy the entertainment. I like the acting.
I know, but I'm making fun of you.
Oh, Jack. I watch movies. Laugh at me. It's okay.
Oh, Jack. Oh, you.
See, that's where you made your fatal mistake. Just don't fucking watch movies like me, and then you'll never be disappointed.
But then you'll never get those enriching experiences either.
It doesn't matter. Every single Studio Ghibli movie is on Netflix. That is all you fucking need. That is peak cinema, and you will never have to watch another movie as long as you live.
Those are good movies. I've only seen like a handful of them before they went on Netflix. I went on like a giant binge of them when they first got put on. It was good.
Are those all like Spirited Away and all that?
Yeah.
They are great
and
movies.
Jack, imagine if you never watched that movie because you don't watch movies.
That's true. You could have missed out on an entire enriching experience of all those movies.
Like, what do you think, Jarrod? When you scroll through movies, what do you think the ratio of bad to good is? Like
just looking at the movies or movies I've actually watched?
That you actually watched, just like going through.
Like, I definitely have a higher ratio of good movies I've watched than bad movies.
I don't believe
that. Movies I've seen on Netflix versus movies that look like shit and movies that are good, a lot higher on the bad. Like there's definitely a lot more bad movies in the world than there are good movies, but I also don't just scroll Peter and go, okay, random wheel.
That's what
and
you
then
made it
fucking
sound
pick
like.
the movie.
That's what's
No,
going through my
I look-
head right now.
I look through the
upset.
movies. I look through the movies, and I'm like, I read the synopsis, and I make a choice on whether I want to watch it or not. I also based on like cast. Like I've watched a lot of Jim Carrey movies. I love fucking everyone loves Jim Carrey.
Ace Ventura.
No.
Yeah.
Like so many movies I get bored at like a little bit over halfway and I just stop watching it because I don't give a shit. Why am I wasting my time watching it if I don't care at all? Why?
Yeah, but that's just a movie taste. You have a specific thing you're looking for.
No, in general, like I'm not even looking. I try out a movie, sure. Then halfway through, I'm like, I don't care what's happening. I don't feel any. I don't give a shit. Why am I
Peter, you must
watching
get
it?
so upset going to the theaters.
That's why I go to theaters less and less because I'm not gonna pay money to feel that feeling.
Well, that's the thing. I'm just picturing your internal dilemma. It's like, I don't like this anymore, but I paid to be here. I don't like this anymore, but I paid to be here.
Oh, I'm not gonna walk out of a theater. Like that. If I'm walking out of a theater,
at that point he's wasting money, Grayden, and that's not what.
Dude, that's the number one no for Peter. He'll try to make money off it somehow.
I would have to be personally insulted by the movie to walk out, and they would have to commit a crime against me so high. I don't even know. I don't even know what they could do to make me walk out of a movie theater.
I mean, I kind of wanted to walk out of Rise of Skywalker, but I was with everyone, so that'd be kind of a dick move.
See, thank God. I'm so happy I didn't go see that with you guys. So happy. What a waste of money that would have been. I was disappointed when I watched it on Disney Plus, and so movies. I don't like them. They have to be good. Impress me, movie makers.
They do have to be good. And the bell curve, like, why would I gamble with the movie bell curve, where like there's this huge chunk in the middle where some movies are just dog shit and some are like okay, and you have to go to the extreme ends of the bell curve to get something that's like transcendently good or transcendently fucking awful. Like,
isn't that anything in the world? Everything exists on a bell curve.
But if I don't give a fuck about movies, like, why would I care?
Well, then that's what it comes down to.
Why am I searching for the crown jewel of good and bad movies? Because I'll tell you, the movies that I want to watch are the really, really good ones and the really fucking bad ones. I want to watch Cats 2019, the musical movie, God. Because that was, honest to God, the worst fucking movie I've ever seen, and I'm a better person for it.
Grown from the experience.
I can't say I've ever walked out of a theater, but I forget what movie it was. But Bobby said she walked out of a theater when they were watching a movie. I forget what it was though.
No, I have respect for that. I can respect that.
And we've watched we've watched some pretty bad movies, so I can only imagine how bad that movie must have been to make her walk out of the theater for it.
I should buy a ticket to a movie just to walk out. That feels so empowering. I'd feel so
No, because then you'd remember you wasted money, and that's really not what you're about.
Well, that's what she was saying when she was telling me about it. She's like, it was it was just so bad. Like, even the fact that I spent money to watch this, she just said I couldn't. It couldn't finish it. It was not worth it.
I can't. My blood pressure would be so high.
Peter would be upset for months.
Yeah, I would. I really would.
We would mention the word movies, and he'd flip out.
Just buy like a fucking pile of cheap keyboards just to smash them whenever a movie's brought up.
So do you guys just like go to YouTube a lot then? Because for me, if I'm tired at the end of the day and I really don't want to do anything, like even playing games is a little bit too much for me. I just put a movie on and I kind of melt in a chair, and I don't think. I just kind of sit back and enjoy.
I'll just fall asleep if I try to watch a movie because I don't care and I just fall asleep.
But if I've got free time at the end of my busy fucking day, I don't want to roll the fucking dice on a movie that I might fucking hate most of the time. That's why when I watch movies, I'm watching something that I want to watch.
That's what I'm asking you, though. What do you do?
I fucking go on YouTube and I fucking play guitar. I do other shit. Anything but watch a movie that I'm going to gamble on.
I've definitely gone to bed upset after watching a movie I don't like. Like,
Yeah, but Peter, that doesn't even surprise me with you. That like you get enraged and then you get heated and then it carries. I feel like in the podcast, like I feel like in the morning. So we do these podcasts and recording sometimes recording sessions in the mornings. I feel like if we get you heated enough during those times, it takes you the entire day just to like relax back down to a point where it's like you can go to bed happy.
Oh, some things really get me. Some things really upset me.
That's the other thing. I can't like go to bed after like watching something like after consuming a new piece of media like that and not think about it and overanalyze it, even if it is shitty. Because my fucking 2000 IQ brain starts picking apart every little fucking detail, analyzing every little thing, and then I'm up until 6 in the fucking morning thinking about why did they cast Liam Neeson in the English version of Ponyo?
You know what I think we should do? Back when we were allowed to hang out and stuff, we should do like a monthly movie night where we force you two to sit
I don't
down.
want to. Why would I agree to that?
Because
The best
we can
part is,
record
like,
it, Peter, and it can be
see-
content.
Here's the thing: is like I can literally, if I watch a bad movie, I'll complain about it and I'll talk about it, and then when I'm done with it, I'm just like, that it's out of my head. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
I can't do that. I still sometimes think about Rise of Skywalker. It's like, why the fuck did they waste all of my time? Why did they destroy everything that was good about my childhood for no goddamn reason? And I didn't even hate the one before that, whatever it was, The Last Jedi. I thought that was okay. But fucking Rise of Skywalker, fuck that movie. I still wake up sometimes with cold sweats.
No,
That's not true. I don't. But
a lot of time I just feel like I wasted my time. That really just aggravates me.
Yeah, but if we're doing it for
here's I'm not gonna have anything to say about it. It was a bad movie and I didn't care. That's it. I have nothing else to say about it. I don't.
Yeah,
I've got things to say.
Why was it?
I was gonna say, please, Peter. All I'd have to do is start to like, say, oh, this part was good, and I'd like look at you as I said it, just to see what your response.
Well, you can't just say objectively wrong statements and accept me. Just be like,
I have in the past. I could easily do that. I've done that to get you going easily.
It doesn't matter if Peter says anything or not, because if you make me do it, you're going to hear every fucking thing that movie did wrong, and you're going to want to kill yourself. Because when I start talking about something, I don't fucking stop.
I want to do this. I want to do this at least once.
no, I don't want to do.
Need some entertainment.
I don't want to do this.
We'll pick a good movie.
What do we know about movies? We're not qualified. I
That's the best part.
I know nothing about the production of movies. I have nothing to add to that.
Well, Peter, you record the movie. First you write the script of the movie, then you record the movie, then you edit the movie, and then you release the movie.
And then you're done.
I missed.
And then you make a second movie that's just as good using the same set of events.
Simple 4-step process. No more, no less.
Every podcast, I'm like, I'm not gonna get upset. I'm not gonna get loud and excited. But then every time,
see, what did Grayden and I just do? We just said an objectively wrong statement, and it made you mad.
it's like you want me to get mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's fucking funny.
Yeah. That's great, though. I'm on board. I like this idea.
All right, I think we're at time. I don't want this idea to grow anymore.
Put in
the
video ideas folder there, Grayden.
Now here's the thing. Are you guys gonna make us watch exclusively terrible movies?
No.
That's the thing.
No.
Like if we go in, I would throw in like a usual suspects, or oh fuck, what's another good one off the top of my head? I don't know if I get another like a great.
They don't exist.
The Usual Suspects is an awesome movie. Okay, well, I mean that's your problem.
I've never seen it. I've just passed by it many times, which speaks to it's not interesting enough to grab me.
Great movie. But like, yeah, I would say that there's some Some
Hang on,
very.
you were asked to think of a great movie, and your mind immediately went to Usual Suspects.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I want to rewatch it. I've been thinking about it the past couple days. I'm not sure why.
It's older than me. I can't watch it.
Oh,
Everything good in life was made after I was born, obviously. So
Rise of Skywalker.
I like to rescind my birth.
Rescind my birth.
ooh.
It has Kevin Spacey in it, so I don't know if it's really appropriate to watch this movie anymore. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, that was before he came out.
He did the bad.
Great, that's not the
Wait.
bad thing he did.
Yeah.
The way I was to say the way you said that was not good. Before he did the bad, when he came out. Oh, Grayden.
Ugh.
Grayden.
Well, guys, if you want more hot takes from Live Connection, yeah, you know where to find us. We're live every Thursday, Sunday. We're a variety channel. We do a whole bunch of different stuff. Feel free to check out the links below if you want to learn more about us and our social links and all that. I'm Peter, and I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, if you ever want to hear me talk about how much I hate the Breakfast Club, just fucking turn on this podcast. Turn on our first episode of Movie Magic.
Movie madness, more like.
I can't wait for the first episode to be Battleship, and then Jack and Peter.
I don't even need to watch it in that case. Like, I don't. Just gonna. Oh, I can't make it, guys.
A lot of people do these video viewing things. The gimmick with us is that you always have to play the video game that the game that the movie's based off of while the movie's happening.
Nah, really get the full experience.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah.